world listens.
All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. You're welcome to the program Highlands right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. And of course, this is the voice of women. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. On Highlands, we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on your Women Radio. All right, so this morning on Highlands, I have Susan joining me. Good morning, Susan. How are you today?
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Highlands family. I'm doing excellent this morning.
Okay, it's good to have you join us this morning on Highlands. All right, so this is to say a very special thank you to Mrs. Esther Oboli, who joined us yesterday on Highlands, and we were able to have a robust conversation on the issue of cerebral palsy, creating awareness, calling on the government to do its bid, and even us as citizens, to take away stigma, to take away, to bring in inclusion, so that we get to do things together. All of these people are humans, and in Senate claims, Susan, it will amaze you to see what people with disability can do. They don't have to rely on anybody. It will amaze you to see what people with special needs can do, children with special needs can do, because they have the platform to do it, because they are able to they're able to be empowered to do what they have to do. They have the rights, institutions in place to actually train these people and get them to be in places where they can be productive to themselves, be productive to the society, and contribute their own quota to making the economy better. But in this side of is one, it feels like a Herculean task for all of us, even as individuals. We never even finish. Governments go safe, local government, state government, nothing. It just feel like say nothing concern them. If not for people like you, people like Mrs. Oboli that get to raise their voices, to draw the attention of the government to some of these issues that we get to face as society. As far as government could be concerned, who could just worry them. So yeah, a very big thank you to Mrs. Oboli for coming on yesterday, sharing with us her challenges and some of the things she had to go through. Like I was saying yesterday, she's just one parent, so one out of so many that are going through because of dealing with or having to deal with children with special needs. So I just hope that it gets better, because whether we like it or not, there are still special needs kids who are still being born today. There are still people who get to find themselves, with one disability or the other. Not that they were born like that, but maybe one accident or the other. So this is will continue to happen in our society. As it continues to happen, what are we doing about it? How do we get to include these people in our everyday lives? How do we get to include all of these individuals, to function as a part of our society? Because we can't just turn the other way. And the more we turn the other way, you never can tell. You that is turning your face, it might just happen to you. Because the people that it's happening to, they didn't choose it. Nobody prayed for it, so it just happened. So you don't know where you will find yourself tomorrow. So let's be inclusive. Let's be open-minded. Let's get to appreciate people the way they are. Let's be very, I think that's just what, be very open. Just be very open and be accommodative. And the government has to do a lot about it. All right, so yes, this is her lens. That was just to say a very special thank you to Mrs. Esther Oboli for joining us. Yes.
Era ile woyin baba lókè. Yorin yokun woyin baba lókè. Ẹranko ilé, ẹranko igbó woyin baba lókè. Àwọn aláìní, àwọn tó ti ní woyin baba lókè. Kò ṣẹ́gbà tí kò bá ṣe yan kó tó mọ̀ pé bàbá ṣẹ́gbà tí kò bá ṣe ọkọ̀ tó mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ ń bẹ lókè. You don't have to wait till you feel the pain. You can start right now. It's not too late. It's not too late to be grateful. Era ilẹ̀ wọ́nyí bàbá lókè. Yọ̀rìn yókùn wọ́nyí bàbá lókè. Pé mo wà láyé. Gbogbo ohun tí mo ní máa fi ọ́ lógo. To leave this world a better place. Kò ṣẹ́gbà tí kò bá ṣe ọkọ̀ tó mọ̀ pé bàbá ń bẹ lókè. Kò ṣẹ́gbà tí kò bá ṣe ọkọ̀ tó mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ ń bẹ lókè. You don't have to wait till you feel the pain. You can start right now. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late to be grateful. Mi bí mo ṣe ń fẹ́ gbẹ̀yìn bàbá.
FM 91.7. Buki, kindly confirm you can hear me, and Susan.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Apologies for that. Hey, we could know. I didn't know that I was off already, and I was just busy talking. Thank you for staying with us. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course, this is still the program Harlan. So we'll just get right into it. Before we look at a very important issue that has been, on the minds of a lot of women as regards the death of the 5 leaders that we have, 5 female leaders that happened in Lagos. Very strange kind of situation there. But before then, we got reports from some of our Halent listeners who stay around Ikorodu. So maybe somebody like Mrs. Oboli who stays around there could actually confirm to all of this. So we got reports, we got videos of a particular bad spot. Now I'm talking about sports, I'm talking about the roads right now. But I've been about we give us more because the name of that place, I can't even pronounce it. And I'm not very familiar with Ikorodu, but since this is coming from listeners of Harlens, would definitely like to take it, draw the government attention, and maybe plead with the people around there. If you've seen this thing happening, call the attention of your local government chairman, social media. If you have a relationship with them one-on-one, call their attention. If you can get to maybe the local government chairman, the state government, please try to get to them because that is not right. Okay, so I would just like to be able to take the lead on this and try to give us more context to what is happening, because I want to believe that this is not just happening in Ikorodu, but it's happening in other places too. But as soon as you see all of this, try as much as possible as a community, come together and draw the attention. If not, doing it by the side might not just be it, but this is us lending our voices to those who stay around Ikorodu and those who have been affected by this. So let's just use the next, 5-10 minutes to talk about this. Binabo.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, all our valued listeners and all of that. Two listeners sent to me. One sent a voice note, the other sent a video and some details on what happened. So there's this spot somewhere on Majidun Bridge. There's a Majidun Bridge. As you drive inward Ikorodu from mile 12 or something. So whether you are driving inward or outward, I don't really know now, but it was on Majidu Bridge. And she said that from what she observed, it was like they were selective. They look at the vehicle, and then if it's a particular kind of vehicle, they stop you. Because there were other vehicles plying that same road. So there's a pothole. It was like the pothole was strategically dug to slow down vehicles. And then there was this officers somewhere around there. So as we try to negotiate the potholes and that area, actually, the next thing is they'll just jump in front of your vehicle and stop you. And then the next thing, they begin to unscrew your car plate numbers and everything. So it was just, she said she was so scared that, what is the problem? They stopped them. They started telling them that they took the BRT lane. This and I said, which BRT lane? Did you find me on BRT lane? You know, that kind of a thing. So it was just so very terrible. She had to now go to their, I don't know where they took her to. Eventually she had to part with 70,000 naira. She said, what was amazing was that they already had a ready-made report, a statement. You just need to just copy it and fill in other gaps, fill in your name and everything. So she said, the other person was even saying that, look at other vehicles. Are you not going to stop them? This and that. It was very frustrating. And then she already saw a post, but she didn't really pay much attention to it, that there was something very discrepant going on there. So she became a victim of that. So our problem now is, if that was what the government of the day put them there for, then they need to look into it, because they are simply extorting people. They will ask you if you want to go to court and if you want to settle and all of that. And she wasn't very, 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 very comfortable with that. They not only took, you know, she not only missed her appointments for the day, she was traumatized and so on like that. So the question is, even if we were put in a place, was there any notice? Why didn't they fill up the pothole? Why? Of course, as a driver on the road, if there's a pothole, nobody wants to drive into it. Want to avoid it, negotiate it. You know, I mean, to protect your car and everything. So it wasn't nice. So I'm hoping that, like Rose said, I'm hoping that if Mrs. Oboli is listening and she's aware of that area, she knows, because she stays in Ikorodu. I don't stay there, I don't live there. I'm not even too conversant with there. I just drive past there once in a while. And I've not experienced what I was told. But then let's look at it. If there's anything the government can do, like Rose said, if anyone is going to raise an awareness, a very firm one, so that the government will, you know, look into it and see if there's something they can do. If the pothole is big enough for cars to keep avoiding and then find themselves in another lane because they're trying to avoid that pothole, then government will go there and take care of it. It's not about tax payment. It's about, you know, giving us the right service that we deserve. And of course, the local government council, local government chairman of that area, even if the pothole the filling up of the pothole does not fall within your jurisdiction, you should call upon the right office, the right agency to come and see to it, and not pay ambush for people once they try to negotiate the pothole. You quickly, because definitely you're going to slow down.
Yeah.
You slowing down to stop your vehicle and then begin to harass you. Then they come up with the paper, you must fill this, or else they take you to court and everything. It's not good. It's not good enough. Even if they are put there by the government, there is need to interpret the law. There is need to interpret the law. We are all law-abiding citizens. So when you cannot interpret the law, you just stay there and look for a scapegoat. I don't think it makes the people have a good feeling for the government of the day. So we need to do the needful by making sure that, I'm not saying that whoever, works against the law should be spared. Yes, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying here is, what is actually happening there? Why are people negotiating a particular pothole and finding themselves just driving by the BRT lane? The crux of the matter here is that they will tell you, you drive by the BRT, whether pass through the BRT lane or whatever. I don't get it. So I just hope that somebody listening lives around there and is aware of this incident, and please come up with a more explicit information. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ibinabo. Son, I don't know if you have one or two things to say, because you've lived in Lagos before. And I'm sure that maybe you must have seen some of these things happening. I'm not sure if this happens in Abuja because it is the FCT. But this is Lagos, and where you have potholes here and there. But this is not the first time we are looking at, the case of extortion from citizens who just want to go about their daily businesses. So maybe you must have experienced, or maybe you have gone through this one or two times.
First, I want to say thank you to the person who sent in the pictures, trying to raise this concern. A lot of people might have been experiencing it, but this person, took it up to even reach out. It also means that the person wants a change. I know that the government of Lagos State listens. I know that.
All right, Susan, just hold your thoughts. We have a call and we'll come back to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi, Mr. Boli.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Oboli.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks for having me yesterday. Thanks for speaking about yesterday's issue. Thanks for raising today's issue. This is quite profound because it's really close to core. God bless the person that took those pictures, like Rose cited, like Suzanne said. See, it is true. Why am I saying this? For the purpose of this discourse, let's establish one thing. There are potholes that were there or that have been there for a particular purpose, but this one is a man-made pothole. So that as you're trying to negotiate it, you are still finding they'll just jump at you as if, okay, food don't come. Let's call a spade a spade. This is corruption in its highest level, and I thank and commend the person that took those pictures for bringing this to the fore. There are other potholes every other place, but this particular one is to extort persons flying that route. And it's a pity when these people jump at you, some of them even have POS. See, if you follow through and say you want to go and pay in their office, they will just bring you round and round. They will not carry you to their office. While they are in the car, they will be negotiating with you. They will be telling you the reasons. They will be taking 10, 6 or 50 reasons why you shouldn't come to their office. Because they know that when you get there, there's just no office. The money is not remittable, is not, they're not accounting to anybody. But that pothole there, I tell you, it is not a pothole that just got there on its own. No, it was man-made in order to extort people. So I don't know. I really don't know. When we say corruption abounds at all levels, this is another form of corruption that you are witnessing. And it's not this only place. There are other places that if you start mentioning this morning, you'll be asking yourself, how can this kind of thing thrive under the government of the day, even in Lagos State, even in Ikorodu here, and nobody is reporting these things, nobody is seeing these things. Are you telling me that government officials don't fly that route sometimes? Do they fly? Don't they walk past that road? Don't they, their vehicles pass through that road? Some of them even pass through the BRT, so you don't consign them. We, the citizens, are the ones bearing the brunt of this inefficiency and this gross ineptitude. So thanks once again to that person that called it out. But there are other places too that we need to snap and collectively report on the radio so that these places can see. If they fill that pothole, I tell them, go put another pothole there again. Honestly, they will put another pothole there again. If we feel this one, as they are feeling it, they'll still go and look for another place again so that they can jump out at you and accuse you for crimes you did not commit, all because they want to extort money from you. And this POS, you cannot even, if you transfer, then they'll catch them. So they don't even allow you transfer. It's POS. And if you give them cash, of course, welcome development. These people are not spirits. If the government of the day is listening right now, they should do something about it. Yeah. Because even lives of people are in danger. In trying to escape the pothole or escape these persons, you can ram your vehicle against the culvert. And all they are after is the money, not even the lives involved. This is a red flag. And the clarion calls whoever who is listening to them is supposed to fix that place and do something about that place. They should go and maybe they call something investigative journalism. And if they don't do it, they can even do it on their own. I don't understand how we just do things in a wishy-washy manner in this country. It is happening. Not be lying, not true. Thank you for bringing this to the front, Mrs. Buki. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Boli, for calling and adding your voice today. So, Susan, let's quickly hear from you before we go on a break.
When you were talking, when we started this morning, Rose, you talked about disability and inclusion and what have you. Have you thought of the fact that someone trying to negotiate that pothole might hit another person and instantly a person loses their legs? A person, accidents. There are people with disability that was caused by accidents. And I ask, I understand what Ms. Opoli is saying, but the truth is, even when those in government pass there, they don't stop them. So they might not even know what is happening there. Yes, they know there's a pothole there, but they do not know the atrocities that those people around there are committing, and that is why we're bringing it to the fore this morning. And every other area in Lagos State where this anomaly is taking place, everyone's life matters. Why are we doing this? They took 70,000 from someone. Someone works from 1st to 30th or 31st, and they don't earn 70,000 naira. In Nigeria of today, why would someone be that heartless? Why? I mean, let's just think about it. Why would you create such things? Just to extort money. You have POS, you have different things that you use to extort money. There's disability, there's so many things. What if, just like Madam Oboli said, the person loses grip and hits the culvert? What happens? And it is also important that government, in certain strategic roads, there are potholes that should not be there, so that people are not even, these are strategic places. Where else do you want them to pass? Will they fly for them to navigate the road? So, nobody is supposed to take a dime from anybody for negotiating a path because of a pothole, whether it is man-made, artificial, or we don't even want to know at this point, so that it doesn't look as if we are biased. But what we know is when there's a pothole, we try to negotiate to pass through it. Why would someone who is expected to be a security operative or whatever be the one to bring out POS? Be the one to, do different. It's barbaric. In my body like this, I can't even imagine me, Susan, now. Maybe now 20,000 I manage. See, I don't have a car yet. Person carry me past that road. You can't catch me. You go carry my wheelchair, go the whole of Lagos tire. Because I'm sure I don't even have that money to give you. But This is also raising the awareness for Lagos State to please take a step and stop all of these things. No matter where, not just in Majidu axis. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you, Ibinabo. And please, if any of such is happening around your environment, we can lend our voice to it. Let's all come together to make sure that all of this gets to change. If you have access to your local government chairman, please draw their attention. If you have access to the state government, please draw their attention. Social media is a powerful tool to draw the government attention to what you want, to be corrected around your environment. So community leaders come together and do something about it and make things easier for the Nigerian citizen who is just trying to go about his business to get to, make ends meet. So please, let's try to lend our voices to this. All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is the program Her Lens right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. We'll be back shortly.
On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM 917.
You're like the beautiful sunrise in the morning. When I look into your eyes and mesmerize me. Oh, you remind me that I am lucky. You're the one and I'm gonna live my life with. I just wanna spend it all with you and grow with just wanna spend it all with you and grow old with you and live in love with you. Oh yeah. Show me up, show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you. Show me up.
WFM 91.7, and this is the program Talent right here on your this morning, talking about five female Lagos council officers who died, sometime back. I know that during her vow, there was they died.
Every day you give me joy.
The last 2 months. We lost, five of them. So this actually has to do, I don't know, it just comes to me somehow. And during vow, like I was saying, a minute silence was actually observed for the five female Lagos council officers who died, and of course for Somi also, who died or rather through the robbery accident that happened at her home in Abuja. So this is quite sad, and it calls for a lot of questions because the circumstances surrounding these five female Lagos council officials within the last 2 months is just one kind. It's just one kind. Now, from this particular paper, The Guardian, it says that the Lagos state government, its ruling party, All Progressive Congress, and the Koka Aguda local government council area were thrown into mourning following the death of the council's manager, Dekpimpe Akintola. Akintola, who reportedly died, was buried according to Islamic rites that same day, which I think this happened. Okay, that was the fifth council official who Lagos has lost since the inauguration of the current council administration on July 27. Now, before her death, she served as the administrative and accounting head of her LCDA and chairman of the Forum of Council Managers in Lagos. Now, that's just one of them. The names of the other four council officials who have died in the past 2 months are Rufai. Rufai was a councillor for Watsi Bejuleki local government. She died 2 weeks after being sworn into office on August 13. And she was reportedly the only female councillor recently sworn into the Bejuleki Legislative Council. That's Oluwakemi Rufai. We also have Zainab Shotayo. Shotayo died 5 days after Rufai on August 18. She was a councillor for Watsi Odiolowo Ojuoye local LCDA. Before her death, Shotayo's death came 3 weeks after she was inaugurated as a councillor. She was the only female elected councillor in her LCDA at that time. We also have Princess Oluremi Ajose. She was the vice chairman of Badagry West LCDA. She was sworn in July 27, 2025, along with the chairman and other councillors. She died on September 20, 55 days after assuming office. Now, Bashirat Oluwakemi Mayobikon died on September 21, 56 days after assuming office. Before her death, she was a councillor for Ward F in Shomolu local government area. Now, many Nigerians have described the death as unusual and suspicious, but the Lagos APC spokesman, Sheye Oladejo, dismissed suggestions that the death of the deceased female council officials reflects political hostility towards women. Now, even if now ordinary Nigerian hear this thing, it go say something is wrong. Something is wrong somewhere, because 5 female councillors, all right, 5 female leaders in the local government space have actually died within the space of 2 months, and all of them just after being, put into office, just after getting into office. For some 2 weeks, for others 55, for another one 65 days. So what is really going on at this time where we should be seeing more women in leadership position? What is actually happening? Now, another report from this particular page on Instagram says 5 women stepped into office to serve their communities, and within weeks they were all dead. It still mentions the name Oluwakemi Rufai, Zainab Shotayo, Princess Oluremi Ajose, Bashirat Mayobikon, and Adigbimpe Akintola, all died within 64 days of taking office in Lagos. Each death was described as a brief illness. A brief illness. It's just been silent, heavy, and familiar and deeply unsettling. in a country where women already fight to be heard in politics, the silence around their death is its own message. So now we won't on the fear for women when they get into politics. Abi, what is now happening? If you never help us out because you were just re-elected, just a few weeks back to keep leading, the women in the Obafemi with the local government area. With all of these things that's happening, what could be in the mind of women like you and so many others? Because I know that we all must have discussed these things, probably in your meetings and all. Um, please, I don't know, just help us make sense because it's unsettling and is alarming. It is alarming.
Okay, thank you. There's one thing about us in this country. We don't take cognizance of some things. When some things are happening and they are happening in quick succession, we don't pay attention. It could be natural death, yes. But then, we don't have stories like this every day. We don't have this every year. So some women from different parts, if you look at it, it was like they were just nicely spread across the state. You have one from Ibeju, the other extreme end of Lagos State. You have one from Mushi. You have one from Badagry. You have one from Koka Aguda. The closest two persons were the ones from Koka Aguda and the other one from where is he from now? Anyways, they're not even close. There is one from Shomolu, and these are different places. So for me, I felt that it would have been very important for the party chieftains to sit down and look at it, because it doesn't sound well that women, and they are mostly the only women, in places. So nobody is paying attention. Nobody is looking at why these women are dying. Nothing like postmortem, nothing like what's this other word now? There is need to look into it. We discussed it, and it is worrisome. Some people are saying that politics and the stress that strings along with politics and everything. I said, were they the only ones? Usually, I wouldn't buy into that because, until now that we are beginning to sensitize women, when it is time to start all these political activities, women were usually gathered to be praise singers, to be the ones that would be cheering the candidates and all of that. So that in itself was quite stressful. So we didn't get to women dying, having brief illnesses and dying. So this calls for attention. This calls for further investigation. What is the cause of it? Why are they dying? Were there other underlying issues before they assumed offices? All of this. And there is nothing somebody like me or you can do about it, except the government of the state looks into it. And that is what we are calling for. Look into it and give us some very cogent updates on the cause of death. How come Oluwakemi Rufai died just on the 13th of August? How come just barely 2 days after Zainab Chizayo died? Princess Olurena just died 55 days after. Another one, Ambassador Oluwakemi died 56 days after. Do you understand? This death was just too close for comfort. So what is being done? That is the question that we are throwing back to the Lagos government. And the party, the APC party itself, you should be concerned with the welfare of your people. You should worry that women are just dying. Women that have been elected into those offices are just dying. Who told you that this the last person, the council manager, who died who died last Monday from Koka local council development? Who told you that is going to be the last? How do you know it's going to be the last? Because you don't even know why they are dying. So you see, the problem we have in Nigeria is when things are happening, we just watch it. We're not bothered. We're not worried. We don't want to know the cause of it. We don't want to dig deep into it to get a clear understanding of why are these women dying? So that it will serve as a collective information that we're going to share with others. But adventure, there is a lifestyle they have been keeping, they were living that wasn't, healthy enough. So that would be a point of advice or advocacy to run to other people. But nothing has been done. If not because people were talking about it, even the government isn't saying anything about it. They just communicated with the families, condolences, and all of that, and then that was the end. This is not because it is creating all sort of. I don't want to come up with any conspiracy theory because you can't say anything without any full proof. But then again, we are worried. I know that in anything, competition could be very stiff. And stiff competition will come with a lot of emotions and all of that. Is it that they died for pent-up emotions and all of that? Is it that what was the afterthought of death? There was no post-mortem, there was nothing like that. There was no proper update. All we heard was after a brief illness. What kind of illness? Was it high blood pressure? Was it anything that could be traced to the stress of the campaign period? Nobody is coming up with adequate information, and that is not right because these are very important women. We're talking about women being in politics, women being given their rightful offices, women being voted into office, and the ones that were voted into offices are dying one after the other. This is worrisome. The government needs to do something. We cannot just keep quiet on this. They need to come up with explanations. What were the cause of death for Oluwakemi Rufai, for Zainab Kutayo, for Princess Oluremi Joseph, for Basirat Oluwakemi Mayabikon, for Councillor David Kakitola? We need answers. If these deaths were, you can even go into, not that they are dead, you can go into their medical history. So that you can have a indication of, okay, were there similarities to the cause of death so that we can advance into occurrences? But nobody is saying anything. They just, trying to when we thought that no, it's just they just died because they were ill. Yes, death could come in any form and shape and color. But this one came in such big perception that I'm raising, concern. I know that it is not easy. I know that to be elected or to be re-elected, I don't want to go into that because I'm going to be sounding a bit petty and all of that. But I know it is not easy. What I want to advise women in various offices, what I want to say is that because of the competitive nature of these offices, take more precaution.
Okay.
Try to rest and be mindful of your edibles. I hope you understand what I'm saying. What goes into you. And make sure that you rest and be mindful of the people around you and take good care of your health. That's what I can say. I can't go for that. I don't have any evidence to prove anything here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibinapo, for your thoughts on this. Coming from somebody who is a leader, at the local government level also. This is really worrisome, and I'm hoping that we could get, one of the relatives or somebody close around them come on and speak to us about this. So, Susan, let's get to hear from you. How did this come to you? You that, you actually attended VOW and, they spoke about this briefly, at the VOW conference, and knowing fully well where we're trying to position women as it is, then we have all of this happening. Will this not be like a setback for women who are trying to, now imagine where all of this has happened and then they are telling the next woman, oh yeah, come and take the next office. Will she even be bold enough to say she wants to come and enter that same office again? So I mean, these are some of the issues.
So first, I would like to say, may their souls rest, and representation must not come, at the cost of your health or your life. This is very pertinent for me. Representation must not come at the cost of your health or your life. At the VOW conference, it was a moment of solemn reflection for everyone seated there, It calls for response, It's not a time to peddle rumor. It's not a time for blame games. You know, there are salient questions that we need to ask because behind the number 5 are mothers, sisters, wives, community leaders who used days and nights to campaign to get to where they are. In a society that is patriarchal, you know how competitive it is to get to leadership position. It is not very easy. So these women toiled, to get to where they are. And one of the questions that has always been on my mind is, are we paying enough attention, to the well-being of women in politics? Are we paying attention to that? Because, and this is also even to civil society organizations, while we want representation, we must begin to build our women for that level of engagement. Because yes, women are multitasking. There's a lot happening at the same time. They also, yes, it just like Ibn Abbas said, it might be a natural death, but these families need responses. They need empathy. They need the government, the political party, whatever, to respond to them so that it is clear that this thing happening in quick successions is not seen in another light. Another question for me will be, do our political systems, as it were, in Nigeria, do they provide emotional and medical support for elected women, especially at the local level? Because it can be overwhelming at the local level, you see. And are we creating environments where women can serve and thrive? It's not enough to serve. Can you serve and thrive without burning out or even being overwhelmed by the weight of leadership? Because we're not just looking at equality, we are looking at equity, fair play, at the opportunities, giving room for fair play. So for me, as we honor the memory of these women, because they are gone, it's not just about them. In Igbo, we will say Ozemena. That means let it not happen again. That is my stand. Let us not just stop at condolences. Let us act as a government, as a political party. We have to prioritize the wellness and safety of people in leadership, especially women, which are more of the marginalized groups, if we are being honest. Because if you look at some of these things, we should begin to create, stress management and mentorship for women in governance. A lot is happening. But are we saying that because of these things, families should lose their loved one because they have chosen to lead? Is that what we are saying? We need answers beyond the condolence visits, beyond whatever it is. We need answers from the government, from the political parties, and all of this to address it. Whatever it is that is causing it, we do not want to know. We are not going into those details because we do not have the facts. But we also want to see that this trend stops. For Lagos State, I think it is also showing that having women in leadership shows inclusion. But when people get included and they begin to lose their health and their lives, it raises room for so many concerns, So we need to ask the salient question and create enabling environments where everyone, especially those who are marginalized, who you are trying to bring on board, where they can thrive on equal level, so that we do not keep saying, rest in peace. We don't want women to keep passing. Unfortunately, they are not the only ones who have been elected, but look at it, 5 women out of the women who have been elected, which seeks to drive inclusion, have passed on. It is not a good record. And like I would say, may their souls rest in peace, and we don't want any more deaths, please. Ozemena. Thank you. Is Rose available? Is Rose available?
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Diola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike. Hello, Auntie.
Hi, Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. My regards to